What's up, guys? It's Idle Neet here. I just wanted to make a quick video about where I've been and why I became Neet. And I wanted to touch on my previous video about a bunch of different topics that I didn't exactly get into my first video of my explanation of why I became Neet in the first place. So first things first, I'm sorry for the lack of uploads. I know it's only been like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but I don't really want to leave you guys hanging and just kind of abandon this channel by any means. The whole purpose of this channel was kind of to make a quick break in the Reddit page from a lot of the mope and a lot of like the negativity and shit. I hate even saying fucking words like that because it's just so fucking overused. But I just wanted to make like cool content for people to check out in the Neet subreddit. That's the original reason why I made this whole channel, just to kind of break it up from all that typical mope and bullshit and all that crap. I completely get all that stuff. You know, if you're struggling being a Neet, I hope you find comfort in my videos and, you know, you enjoy them. They're kind of just slapped together. I would like to put a little bit more effort into them, but I'm trying to stray away from the typical YouTube bullshit, the red arrow, hand over the mouth, unauthentic content. I think that content is just really fucking stupid. So I want to be as realistic about everything and why Neets think the way they do and why Neets live the way that they do. If you guys don't know already, I have been Neet for about 11 years or so. So I feel like I have a pretty good grasp about different things. And I like learning from other Neets that are just kind of more chill about the lifestyle, aren't so much wrapped up in a lot of other pill ideology and all that other bullshit. It's cool if you are. It's not really my business to tell you what the fuck to believe in. That's your choice. But, you know, I'm just kind of more like go with the flow. And I like to live in the moment. So I've been kind of upset as of recent. I don't really want to sit here and bitch about a bunch of different things, but just kind of been struggling with like my own head. If you guys don't know, I do have really bad crashes, depressive crashes that can last anywhere from a couple weeks to a couple months. And it has nothing to do with being a Neet in general. It's more just something I've dealt with my entire life, and I don't really want to take medication and stuff like that for it because it's manageable, but I'm a little bit more on the natural routes about dealing with these types of things unless I absolutely need it. Medication and stuff has only made it worse, unfortunately. I've tried all sorts of different things, from antidepressants to anti-anxieties to different types of pills to nootropics off the internet, and I'm kind of in the same place. So I'd like to go with a little bit more natural approach when it comes to these things to maybe, you know, get myself working in the right direction. Also, if you guys don't know, I do have a condition that is pretty life-altering. I am functionable. I can do pretty much everything that a regular human being can do. But it has been a trial and error process with a lot of doctors because of the condition that I do have. Doctors really don't know how to treat it properly, and they want to go the surgery route, which I've been trying to avoid for several years. And I don't know, there's a lot of holistic approach. There's so much bullshit behind everything. They want to give you $2,000 medications, $2,000 shots. I don't want to go into a shit ton of detail because I really hate sharing personal things about my life. It's just something that I've to deal with on my own accord, and I don't really like to intertwine with my YouTube channel, and I don't want to be all mopey either. But just to let you guys know that it is something that I've been dealing with for a really long time. So I wanted to go and focus more about why I became Neet. I think a lot of it has to do with I kind of went out there, did the traditional route of school, you know, built finances up, did all this stuff, and it was never really appealing to me, really. You know, I'm able to live comfortably, and that's all I really want out of life in general. I think if I wanted to get up and go to work, I could just go up and do that at any given time, but I just hate all the bullshit of just dealing with people, capitalism, like all that other fucking crap. I'm not one to really blame the system and point a bunch of fingers on all these different things. at the end of the day, I have to adapt to the ongoing situation. Otherwise, I'm just going to be kind of left behind. So Needham is kind of like my safety net or shell that I could sit in and deal with things appropriately and not really get a lot of judgment towards it. When I'm out in kind of the real world and I'm working and I'm doing things, there's a lot of things that I have to keep on the upkeep and I have to keep doing, because if I don't essentially keep doing them, I could lose my house, I could lose my relationships, I could lose all sorts of stuff. That brings me into my next topic, dating. Dating isn't neat. It is possible, but it just has a lot of complication with it because, neat women, people that I've talked to and stuff like that, like, they're kind of on the same page as me. Like, we just really don't fuck with a lot of the norms. Relationships are kind of like whatever to us. But, I'm always down for, like, fun talk, just hanging out, doing our own thing, and kind of, maybe clicking things together and making, like, a simple relationship that we can kind of bond on, stuff like that. I love sharing common interests and really going into in-depth topics and stuff like that about how the world works and what is Needham and how long we've been neat and all kinds of stuff. So as of currently, I'm kind of just out there in the wild, doing my own thing, talking to different people, do my own way of I don't know, I guess finding proper bonds with people, and it's been going really well. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update and really get into the main purpose of why we all neat in the first place. Everybody's got a different story. Everyone's got a different lineup. So yeah, just going through like the different steps of adulthood and getting out there and realizing that it's all kind of fucking bullshit. You're told to have this by 25, you're told to have this by 30 and stuff like that, and marriage and kids and all this other stuff. And if you don't really want that, you just don't really fuck with that kind of stuff to begin with. And it seems like everything is just so confined into these wants and needs. But what really do you want? That's the more appropriate question. What do you want, right? You shouldn't be forcing yourself into things because you just feel like you're running out of time. I know that's easier said than done, but getting into a relationship by like 30, I don't think it's ever like really too late. You're always going to come across like maybe the right person to kind of make things work for you. If not, then you find other people when you kind of keep things moving. And I guess another question I'd like to ask myself too, or my audience that is out there, my audience, my like 100 people that watch these videos or whatever. But do you ever feel like you missed out on anything? Because I really don't. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty content with where I'm at. I feel like regret is kind of a waste of time, personally. I do have like anxiety and maybe get upset about little different things, but for the most part, I consider myself to be pretty content with the neat lifestyle. Yeah, so just between like the medical condition that I had ongoing, dealing with like different types of people, and I don't know, man, I just feel like I have a really good grasp on things. I'm not necessarily better than anybody else. I think that's fucking stupid. I think that's stupid to like put wages down just because you're neat too. I mean, it's a funny little meme thing, but I think it's also kind of fucking stupid to do that. I just feel like I kind of grew up a long time ago, and I had maybe like all these other attributes or stats, let's just say, in like Skyrim or any sort of like stat tree ability, right? Stat tree, right? I'm kind of like maxed out in like a lot of different areas, but maybe like other areas I'm kind of like lacking on. And I never want to be like, fully maxed out, because then I just don't have anything to essentially learn outside of this, right? I just really don't think my mindset is trying to be trapped in the ongoing force of employment unless it's the correct employment for me. So what I mean by that is like, I'm not trying to just work at a factory or, you know, some job just to kind of get my bills paid. And I know it's easier said than done because some people, they just have to do what they have to do. That's fine. Like, for me, I'd rather, with the privilege that I have of being Neet right now, I'd rather kind of chill here. And then if I want to go into different things, I can do that at a more appropriate time. So if computer networking or something is like my passion, I can just go and do that. And I think that's how work should be. I know you can't always get what you want, but I think a lot of us Neets are on the same page. We're on the same thing. Get the fuck out of your head. A lot of that shit is a waste of fucking time. You'll come to terms with it the more that you are Neet, or you can go backwards. Even if you're kind of a more mentally weak person, don't worry. Like, it's completely possible for you to get out of that headspace. I'm not going to give you some Jeremy Meeks never get up type of bullshit, but you know, with the shitty stuff that I've had going on in my life, and I still have concurring and going on in my life, I literally just say fuck it. Like, I literally just say, like, you know, shit sucks. It's probably gonna get worse. It's gonna have its ups and downs, and that's just the way that I process life to work. So yeah, I think a lot of us Neets are on the right page, man. And apologize if this is a little bit long-winded, but I hope to see you guys in the next video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my ramblings for this one. I appreciate you guys a lot, more than I'd like to admit. Thanks.